let's close this out. I want to talk about the difference between the definition of done and the acceptance criteria so that you can nail this down in your brain and move on forward. All right, here we go. So what's the difference? Like, if you had to explain it to me, how would you explain? Are they the same thing? First of all, just different words, or are they different? They're different, okay? So let's talk about what the difference is. Now, remember, acceptance criteria determines if a user story, like one user story, is a success or a failure in the mind of the customer, okay? And just think about it. Every single individual user story, like down there, has one of these things, has an acceptance criteria. And the product owner is the person that makes sure that it's written in what kind of standards? Testable, clear and concise, easy to understand, and with the customer's perspective in mind. That's the only thing that matters, right? Now, in comparison or in complementary terms, definition of done is the exit criteria from the sprint iteration or from the edge of the Kanban board or whatever we're doing, confirming the birth of a, what do we call it? A potentially shippable increment, things that could go there, right? So these are the, what do we say? The team develops these overall criteria, exit criteria for the birth of an increment, making sure that, just our example, code's complete, thoroughly tested, user documentation's done and completed and updated. It's been deployed and tested in use and accepted by the product owner. These are the things that all the things user stories must meet in order to move on, be potentially shippable. All right. See how those play a difference? I'm going to show you in practical terms because that's what we're trying to produce, right? Think about the backlog. Are there different? Does everyone have a user an acceptance criteria or not? Here's how you think about it. All right. So see that backlog? Boop, 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 boop. All those user stories. Each one of those is a unique snowflake in a sense, is a unique feature or thing. So it each requires its own acceptance criteria written to the story, right? Success and fail of that story in the mind of the customer. Okay, so that one has one, boom, for that little delivery of an increment. And then the next one, it has its own. It might have some things that are related, but we have to write it in the frame of that user story. So it's unique to the user story. Now, let's think about how the definition of done wraps in there. Now, the entire backlog has a definition of done. Might say, hey, in order for these things to be complete, we as the team believe and feel, and this is what we're establishing that done is for us is, the code's complete, thoroughly tested, user documentation complete and updated, deployed into use, accepted by product owner, whatever it is, team defines it, refines it, gets it nailed down. That's what it is. So now you can see how the definition of done and the acceptance criteria work together to make sure that the work and the team move through to produce something that makes the customer smile. Let's keep rolling. You're learning. You're doing great. See you in the next video.